What's going on there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to be doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last weekend and is a sequel to a 2018 billion-dollar film and is a part of, and the last film of a dying franchise. We're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as X, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of the great places. Patreon, where I actually put up extra accoutrement for you guys to check out if you go become a member. So definitely check that out too. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that's a sequel to a 2018 film and is a part of a franchise that, unfortunately, this is the end of that franchise. And that, of course, is the film called Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yeah! Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yeah! So this is the second Aquaman film. And this time around, once again, we have a new bad guy that is basically, taking on the body of an old bad guy and reusing him. And this movie, I was surprised at how good it really was. I was shocked with how all the negative reviews it got, all the negativity around it and its editing and all this kind of stuff, and I thoroughly loved it. I thought it was really well done. I enjoyed everything about it. I mean, the CGI, of course, wasn't 100% the greatest, but at the same time, I still think the story, the acting, and the storyline were all really well done and really fun, and had a really fun premise, and just all around, just a very entertaining film. Now, this film, of course, is directed none other by an amazing director who's directed many great films over the years, and is just an amazing director. And that, of course, is Mr. James Wan. Oh, yeah, James Wan, woo, James Wan, yeah. So, of course, a lot of people are going to recognize James Wan's name with the Insidious film series. You might recognize him for a slew of other things over the years. And he is just a really awesome director. He does a lot of great things. He is a great writer. He's a good director. He knows his action. He knows his drama. He knows his suspense. He's just an all-around really great director. And I really appreciate what he brings to the film series, what he's brought to these films. And I think that he's had a really good eye of what to bring to these films. And I've enjoyed his kind of process of adding his kind of flair on the DCU. And just everything that he brought into these films with the great humor, the action, the great story, and also a little bit of that, dramatization, really, kind of giving some feelings to different characters and so forth and stuff like that. And I think he did a really good job with that. And just shows that he's a really decent director that knows what he's doing. Now, if you're not familiar with anything else James Wan has done or haven't seen something of his recently, definitely check out a great film that is probably one of the first films that I ever saw him direct, but also I think what is one of his all-time best films that he's directed. And that, of course, is a great 2004 film called Saw. Yeah! Saw! Yeah! Absolutely love the Saw franchise, and Saw 1 is by far so amazing. And James did a great job of directing that and giving us this really solid new type of horror franchise. I tell you what, because not only did it spawn 9 other films so far now, and getting an 11th next year, this film was started off as a little short film, and he made it into a feature-length film. And it's based on a actual story that occurrence that happened to him. And I think that's what makes this film so great, is that the whole concept is based on some sort of reality. And that, what John Kramer does in these films is try to teach a lesson was a really creative idea, which James Wan did a great job of writing along with Lee Whannell for this film. And I swear to God, this has got to be one of the best horror films ever of all time. It was so amazingly done, and I love how it kept it very simplistic. It gave you the gore, but at the same time, it gave you a really strong storyline that was super fun. And Tobin Bell as Jigsaw is amazing as well, and just overall a great film. And James did an amazing job with this film, and also shooting it within only 37 days, and also on a super small budget, was just a phenomenon for 2004 as well. Amazing film if you have not seen it. If you haven't seen something that James Wan has directed, definitely check out Saw. He directed it amazingly. And I was, like I said, I was really impressed with how he directed Aquaman 2. I thought he did a good job with what he had to work with, and, overall having basically this franchise just all of a sudden be shut off. Him having to do what he had to do with this film shows testament to how good this was, in a very flowing film. He did a phenomenal job. If you haven't seen anything James Wan's directed recently, go check out Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, for his directing. He did great. So this film has an amazing cast, of course. We have a lot of people returning from the original film. We have a character that returns that has a more prominent role in this film, and is just a really great all-star cast. Now, of course, some honorable mentions, of course, are Nicole Kidman and Temuera Morrison, who are amazing. Dolph Lundgren. You even had Amber Heard pop back up in this for brief moments, which I felt you definitely could have done without her in the film, especially after what happened with her and Johnny Depp. And I still think that this whole clan of people that they got for this film, these great actors and actresses, all made this film so amazing and fun, and just a really great film. Now, to start us off is none other than Aquaman himself, Mr. Jason Momoa. Oh yeah, Jason Momoa, woo, Jason Momoa, yeah. So Jason Momoa, I feel, has come a long way of just being kind of that brooding, badass type of dude that can kick butt. And I really enjoyed him in this film. I thought he did a great job. I liked the difference he made of himself compared to the first film. I liked how he evolved. And I thought Jason did a good job of portraying that and giving us kind of a fuller, more rounder king that, is still learning, and at the same time is still, he's still serving it up and learning and becoming better and better. And I really enjoyed what Jason Momoa did with that. I thought he did a really good job. I think Aquaman is probably one of my favorite characters of his all time, because it really shows kind of his humanity. It shows that he's not just some big-ass, guy that can kick butt, but also he has a great other side that shows intelligence, shows compassion, shows, funny, and all these things. And I think Aquaman was the perfect vehicle for showing Jason Momoa's true talents, and I thought he did a really amazing job in this film with that. Especially when it comes to the brother thing, and with having a family and having a kid and everything. I think it really showed in this film, and I thought Jason did a great job. Now, if you haven't seen something else Jason Momoa has been in, you should definitely check out a great film that came out a few years back with Sylvester Stallone, and he just plays a really amazing bad guy in this film. And then, of course, the film called Bullet to the Head. Yeah, Bullet to the Head, yeah. A lot of people don't talk about how good Momoa was in this film as this bad guy. He was so awesome, super fierce. He was just really badass, and he played the character really well. And also what I liked about it is that it was more of an intelligent villain too as well, that was able to kick butt, but also had a lot of great tricks up his sleeve. And I thought Momoa did a good job with that and giving us a really solid bad guy in that film. If you haven't seen Momoa in anything recently, go check him out in Bullet to the Head. He was really fantastic in it. But overall, I really enjoyed him in Aquaman 2. I thought he did a great job, and hopefully we'll get to see him play Aquaman again down the line. But I thought he did a really great job of this film. Really well done. If you haven't seen anything recently, go check out Jason Momoa in Aquaman Lost Kingdom in theaters now. He was really superb. So that brings me to the next actor I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than Ocean Master himself, Mr. Patrick Wilson. Oh yeah, Patrick Wilson, woo, Patrick Wilson, yeah. So Patrick Wilson you might recognize from a slew of things over the years. You might recognize him from Hard Candy. You might recognize him from, The Conjurings. You might recognize him from The Watchmen. I mean, he's been in a whole bunch of things, and he's just a really decent actor that I have enjoyed watching evolve over the years, and he gets better and better in every movie I see him in, and I just really enjoy him. I absolutely love him as Ocean Master, as, Aquaman's brother, too. I think that's a great chemistry, a great relationship, and I feel this movie did a really good job of bringing that to life and showing that there's a lot more to Ocean Master than what we got to see in the first film, and that he's more than just a bad guy. And I really enjoyed what they did with that, and I enjoyed that Patrick Wilson took some really good time with that. It gave us a really solid performance and evolution of Ocean Master as well. And I really enjoyed, Orm becoming, more Orm and less Ocean Master. And I thought Patrick just did a really great job of interacting with all the other characters, but at the same time evolving his character super well. Really enjoyed it, and I thought that he was great in this film. I absolutely loved that chemistry. It was one of my favorite things about this film. Now, if you haven't seen Patrick Wilson in anything else, you should definitely check him out in another great film that he was in. And I think he does a really amazing job in this film. I really enjoy his character in it. And I think it's just a really fun role. And then, of course, in the film called Insidious. Yeah! Insidious, another James Wan film. Holy crap. This is a great horror film that is just really enjoyable. I like the whole premise. I like the whole concept. I like that James Wan did a little something different with it, and I enjoyed everyone that was in this film, and I really enjoyed Patrick Wilson because he played such a great character, and I enjoyed what he did with the character. And as the movies went on, he evolved through his character as well, but in that very first film, I enjoyed watching him go from this dad to being this possessed person, which was just so well conceived by Patrick, and how well he evolved that in the film. It gives a really outstanding performance. Really fun, really great performance by him, and just overall a great film. If you haven't seen Patrick Wilson in anything, definitely check him out in Insidious. He was really fantastic in it. But overall, I think awesomely, he was just amazing in Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. He was so cool. I hope he gets to play this character again. He just was so cool. And I just really enjoyed what he brought to this film. There's a couple great scenes too at playing this character, especially when him and Aquaman are in the jungle and they're having conversations that were absolutely freaking hilarious. He really brought a great flavor to those conversations, and he just did a fantastic job. If you haven't seen anything recently with Patrick Wilson, go check him out in Aquaman, Lost Kingdom, in theaters now. Did a bang out job. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about that was in this film. And that is a character that we briefly met in the first film, but got a full-length character in this film. And that, of course, is the awesome, amazing Mr. Randall Parks. Oh, yeah, Randall Parks. Woo, Randall Parks, yeah. I absolutely love Randall Parks. This guy is awesome. He is a great dry humor comedian, very similar to Bob Newhart. And is just so freaking awesome. Absolutely love him. He is so cool. And anything he's ever in, he's always a joy to watch. His voice is so known. It's a very specific voice. And I love listening to him talk because, I don't know, there's something about it. Because it's so dry, it just kind of soothes you. His voice, and I think he does a great job of giving that his voice, and then his persona of that dry humor just works so well together and give you a great performance. Now, Randall Parks you might recognize, of course, from WandaVision. You might recognize him as that character in the MCU. You might recognize for Fresh Off the Boat that he was on, and he just is, like I said, a great actor. But he's just so fun in this film. I absolutely loved his character. I wanted to see more of that character after I saw him in the first film, and I'm so glad they made him a main character throughout this whole film, because he was so awesome. I loved his evolutions with him. I love how he was trying to do good all through the film and tried to stop Black Manta, and I enjoyed just how he presented himself and how, him trying to become a hero, kind of like his character of Jimmy Woo in the MCU, was just so cool and awesome. And I just really enjoyed what he brought to that character, and it was just really fun to watch. Now, another film he was in that you should definitely check out if you haven't seen him in. He is amazing in this film. Absolutely love him. He plays such a great character that's just super funny. And of course, that's the Jimmy Woo character. And that, of course, is in the film Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah. Oh my god. Him as Jimmy Woo in this film is absolutely freaking hilarious. From the scene where he asks Scott how he does that card trick, to him being shown trying to learn magic tricks, to that scene where the giant suit is inflated and he's talking to it and it's really nobody's in it, is absolutely priceless and on point in Jimmy Woo, and just so well crafted by the great Randall Parks. He is just freaking hilarious as Jimmy Woo, and I love his whole persona throughout the whole film, The Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I just enjoyed what he brought to the table in that film, and he just gave us a really great comedic performance that was just super entertaining, and just shows how great of a comedian Randall Parks is, and that he should definitely get more comedic roles, because he's just so damn good. If you haven't seen him in Ant-Man and the Wasp, definitely check him out. He was really fantastic in it. But overall, really loved Randall Parks in Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. He was so amazing as this character, and he was another great part about this film. Him having to deal with Black Manta was just on point fun, and just made this film so entertaining. If you haven't seen Mr. Randall Park in anything recently, go check him out in theaters now in Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. He was fantastic. So what is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom about? Basically, this time around, Black Manta has come back to get revenge, and as he's trying to get revenge, he comes across a lost kingdom, or a lost, trident, that is the trident of a evil race or kingdom that was buried deep and not supposed to be found. And basically, it possesses him, and he takes him on a conquering quest. And it's up to Aquaman and to save the world, but he needs the help of Orm to be able to stop Black Manta with these new powers. Really fantastically done. I thought it was superb. I thought it was a great addition to the DCU. I thought it was just as good as the first film. I really enjoyed it. I hate all the hate it's getting because it doesn't deserve it, because it's really fantastic. Really enjoyable, great comedy, great action, just overall a really entertaining, fun film, and a great way to end this DCU Aquaman verse. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out in theaters now. Worth a watch. Lots of great scenes in this film. Giant creatures, lots of action, lots of great just one-liners, just all-around great film. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Adding it to the collection, giant 10 golden movie boxes up. If you haven't seen it, I recommend. Go check it out in theaters now. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older new videos you haven't seen mine yet. As always, people, I just want to thank all my subscribers, all the new ones, all the old ones. You guys are rocking it. But if you want to show more support and help out this channel, check out my awesome Patreon page, where once you become a member, you get all kinds of extra accoutrements you don't get here on my YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. Help support the channel. As always, people, catch you in the next one.